Welcome to the animated recap. In this video, we have recapped the adventure and family movie The Ant Bully that was released in 2006. In this video, ants appear as an opening scene. With the variety of their food, they are moving toward their nest. Due to the later arrival of winter, they will have to consume this food. These ants were all marching in a straight line toward their nest. A child trips over them in the interim. His name is Lucas. He seems to be a good guy. He has also put on his glasses. In an effort to avoid being crushed under his feet, all ants begin to flee from him out of fear. If a window into this child's life is opened, take advantage of his innocence. He is often bullied by some of his peers. By this time, they had pushed him to the ground. He overstepped several ants and fell. Then, all of these kids depart the region. But Lucas is in a full-blown rage. He is unable to direct his fury onto these children. He wonders, why doesn't he get furious at these ants as a result of the fact that I can control them better because they are smaller than I am? It suggests that I can establish my authority as a more senior person. I am capable of killing them. He then begins to shower them with water while holding his water gun. All ants become confused and begin to disperse all over the place. There are a few of those ants as well. Look, youngster. The female ant begins to exclaim. We did not do you any wrong. Why then do you treat us badly? Why are you demolishing our house? But Lucas found it difficult to understand what they were saying. In Lucas, the children's home is totally destroyed. He might have earlier stepped on the ants, as his mother has named him, Lucia. Now enter the house. We need Lucas to come in. Your parents tell him that we are going on vacation and that your sister will be joining you. Lucas becomes quite upset upon hearing this because he did not want to live alone. In front of his mother, he begins to misbehave. The ant colonies inside can then be seen. The ant couple is communicating from this location. In this image, a male ant is shown pleading that the research he is doing would give him the skills he needs to shrink to the size of any human. And after reducing the size of people, this male ant wants to eat them. Then his wife, a female ant, arrives and tells Lucas not to wreck their house. She approaches him and exclaims, "Look, fighting with others is inappropriate." After that comes the ant commander, who commands them both to remain silent. There is a food crisis here. We will have to fight people in order to get food. Male ant agrees with his wife, the female ant, and themselves. No. Every issue should be investigated for a solution. Not all people are bad by nature. They will comprehend if we treat them with respect. The day that Lucas' parents leave for their trip then gets closer. Lucas is standing there dejectedly when he realizes that the same frightful kids are in front of him. Even here, someone started making fun of him. They are going to throw a toy bomb at him to annoy him. He falls to the floor in his fear. A few ants then begin to crawl across his hand. He is angry, so he exacts revenge on those little ants. He then starts pouring water on them using the water pipe. Their house starts to seep with the water. There, it is evident that a problem has arisen in the ants' residence. There has been flooding, and many ants have also perished in the water. The same ant couple moves outside with the ant captain in tow. At this time, they make the decision that Lucas should also be made fun of because he is making fun of them. I believe he needs to receive a lesson. As soon as they know their experiment has worked, they break into Lucas' room. They administer the serum they created into Lucas' ear canal as he is falling asleep. When Lucas wakes up, he observes that his size has shrunk and that his bedsheet now seems different. Due to a desert and nothing in his immediate vicinity is small. An ant wouldn't even think to look at it. This incenses Lucas, who sees it. However, he is not given the chance to select a specific point. And as they lift him, all the ants carry him along. Meanwhile, Lucas' grandmother is closing closer. She sensed that something wasn't right. She had a binocular and a torch with her. As she catches a glimpse of him on the ground, she realizes that he is Lucas, my granddaughter. As she tries to hold back her rage, she passes out. Lucas has now been brought inside of this ant colony. Then, in front of them, the ant captain makes himself known and begins conversing with the other ants, informing them that he is the adversary that destroyed our home. He has also killed a few of our ants. As of the time of writing, some ants are still in critical condition. What does he use to discipline you? He makes a call to the front row queen to ask this. As an ant, the queen is now speaking to Lucas, who is approaching from the front, and says, "It is your punishment that you may live with us. You'll discover all the strategies employed by ants." The male ant begins to address that duo with this. How will he discover how we live? He is my adversary. Who can say for sure whether he won't destroy us again? Then, from the side, his wife yells, "Stop. He'll learn from me. He will swiftly blend in with us, I'm sure of it." The next day, it is found that Lucas is quite worried. And he wants to escape this location as quickly as possible. Then he tries to get out of here once more. The female ant then observes her companion, a human. She then begins to explain Lucas in a loving manner. "Look, unless the queen gives the all clear, you cannot depart. Everything will be taught to you by me. Please be patient." The female ant then brings him to a group. The blue ant colony is shown here. They had a job to gather the food. The classification system had been used for all other ants as well. It seems that a specific task was assigned to each ant group. Lucas now starts to gather the food with that group. It is his first day of instruction, so he is having trouble putting it into practice. He also refrained from helping the ants gather the food. He makes the group leader very angry. Because he was unable to gather enough food, this group of ants is last among those that have been established. Lucas was likewise extremely alarmed by all of these actions. And the female ant you used to trap me makes him angry. She says, "Look," and starts to describe him. "You resemble an ant right now. You'll need to think like an ant. You ant, be wise." Later, Lucas begins to conquer with her. "I can show you as a wise ant. Just wait and watch." They move forward. They see a swarm of insects coming for their nest. The queen ant immediately flees, burying Lucas in the grass. An insect notices Lucas and comes up to him. The toy bomb then houses the stinger from that insect. This bomb wasn't already set to go off, but the bug's stinger made it do so. That bug so meets its end. The other bug friends take off while watching everything. Then all the ants appear and feed him while bowing. "Regards, Lucas, you helped us." The male ant then makes an appearance and says, "No. He failed to assist us. It will take place by accident. He is not that good, really. He only intends to destroy us." They have time for dinner as dusk comes. Now a green jelly is provided to them, which Lucas happily eats. He eats a lot as well. He discovers later that it was actually beetle feces. When he realizes this, he begins to feel very anxious. The female ants then present him with a hefty supper, a blue jelly that can be consumed. This helps Lucas feel better after taking it. The colony's ants then all follow Lucas as he makes a tour. They open by revealing a portrait of their queen together with their adversary. To get rid of these ants, he uses a pesticide spray. As a result, the fields might be protected. Lucas was also familiar with that person. He decides that he must save the individual at that point. He informs the ants, "Do you know that there are many amazing things at my home? There are some beans that I know you guys will love." The purpose of Lucas is for him to discover a way to get to his house. He might also tell the person who sprayed him. Taking into account that ants were preparing to attack him, he begins attentively scrutinizing Lucas' home as soon as they arrive there. Ants are currently beginning to choose those jelly beans. In the interim, that ant will be killed by Lucas' sister. She extends her hand but stops when her grandmother gets closer. Says she, "Don't do that." Then he sees a number of ants also entering the sink drain. "Leave my grandson, Lucas," she mutters as she turns to face the drain in the sink. As a result, her false teeth slip into the sink drain. The onset of night is then obvious. Lucas is depicted as feeling defeated because the same male aunt had previously visited him. He had told Lucas that he couldn't be the same person he had been before. "Your size won't change as a result, which is your punishment." Lucas was dejectedly seated by the pond at that time. Then, from there, Lucas is attacked by a huge frog. While devouring it, it leaps onto him. That ant couple had also witnessed everything take place. Then she begins shouting, "Lucas, we will help you out. Do something." The male ant is now commanding the female ant. "You understand that different serums can be created. Remove Lucas from the frog's stomach." As the male ant approaches the frog, he orders it to swallow him whole. Moreover, a frog ate it. Lucas investigates inside and discovers more insects as he continues. A serum is injected into the frog's stomach by the male ant. This causes the frog to vomit. The insects and Lucas both fall to the ground and go. As he leaves the building, Lucas gives the ant a thank you. At that time, the male ant understands that Lucas is actually not that bad. Then, they begin exchanging friendly remarks. Lucas concludes by pleading with the male ant, "Can you all kindly pardon me? I had no clue that ants experienced feelings. You are young, so I figured you'd be unresponsive. I shrank and understood that everyone goes through life and feels emotions in the same way. You and I both feel agony. I apologize for making you wet." He acknowledges his regret and drifts off. The next morning, when all ants awaken, there will be a threat. That suggests it's the same spray guy. He aimed to kill every insect as he sprayed the insecticide. Additionally, Lucas understood that ants' lives are at risk. In an attempt to halt him, "Why can't he provide this serum?" all ants now ask themselves. And Lucas suggests the same thing. "If you give him the serum, he will shrink just as I did." The male ant asserts that he is taller because he is standing. Nevertheless, he will take us out of his body when we stroll up to him. How will he be treated with the serum? Now Lucas says to them, "I have an idea." He walks toward those flying insects, carrying the male ant with him, which Lucas had defeated. Looking at them, he exclaims, "Look, we didn't do this to injure or terrify you, though. You were approaching us. We only tried to protect ourselves because we were scared. We also act in self-defense." Then they start to request help from these insects. But those flying insects are quite capricious and refuse. "We won't help you in any way." Then a badly hurt beetle shows up there. Because a dangerous toxin had been sprayed on it, its eyes were not seeing. Then Lucas offers to help him. Every flying bug gets ready to help them when they notice this. The serum is now being injected into the ear of the spray guy by Lucas and that male ant. The man had his hands free set to ear settings, though. By doing this, the serum is kept out of his ears. He also pushes them away with his hands. The word Lucas then lands in his messy hair. Numerous lice trying to nip Lucas in the bud are crawling all over his hair. But Lucas stumbles and clings on by the hair on his nose. That man sneezes and Lucas shatters violently on the ground. Lucas observes the man starting to spray. He then notices a female ant who seems to really like him as insects are being hurt. A wounded bug is also crushed on her. Lucas saves the ant's life by picking up the bug. In addition, he places the bug in a secure area. That man is currently being bitten by insects. He kneels in a squat. Those insects riskily inject him with the serum. Then, he starts to get smaller. Now a swarm of insects is after that man, and he is running. Ants are ecstatic about Lucas, so they deliver him to the queen. Check out his performance. Queen also tells him that Lucas is a rescuer rather than a destruction to show him how happy she is with him. He can now use the serum to grow once more. The same serum is again administered to him, enabling him to grow once more. The universal ant call is Lucas. We will remember you. Visit this location occasionally. Serve those jellies to us, please. They were quite tasty. Lucas is now moving outside and maintaining his size after swallowing the serum. His parents are also contacted during this time. He holds his mother and looks at her. After a while, other kids show up and start tormenting and bullying Lucas. Meanwhile, Lucas keeps in mind what the queen ant said. He can be handled nicely, and everyone will understand. Now, he graciously explains to them. There will be no gain from the battle, as you can see. Join me in the game. He then immensely inspires the children. Now that they are all pals, they play together. Lucas is now throwing those jelly beans there as he moves. They are the ants' preferred food. Ants are quite happy to see this because they were unable to handle the food before. And they said goodbye to Lucas. Lucas is also suitable for playing. The movie ends with this scene. We hope that you people would have liked this video. Please tell us in the comment section that what new movies we should recap in next videos. For more interesting animated movies, subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.